Robin of Locksley survived the burning sands of faraway lands as he served his role in the unforgiving Crusades. He emerged unscathed from deadly skirmishes just to become an exile and face mightier enemies in his own home country. After his previous hideout in Silwich, which was razed to the ground, the forests of Sherwood granted refuge to him and his retinue, while its new rulers threatened all. King Richard the Lionheart's untimely demise plunged England into chaos and left roving bands and their petty warlords free to fight amongst themselves for territory and influence. The Sheriff of Nottingham, a murderer and usurper, exploiting the pervasive lawlessness, pillages one area after another, increasing his power and leaving the poor residents of Sherwood at the mercy of wild fate.
Well, okay. Alright, we got a quest to Safe Haven started. So I'm guessing I'm going down here. Game looks good, though. Oh, alright. A more realistic and demanding combat mode. Okay. The game just released today. And it looks really interesting. Always a sucker for a Robin Hood story. Robin Hood's main goal is to liberate the four regions in central England from the rule of the Sheriff of Nottingham and his followers. Eliminating enemies and aiding the defenseless through quests and events increases Robin's reputation in the given region.
Please, look out for yourself when you're out gathering the herbs.
Was that Robin talking?
Very funny. I've been locked in a tower once, and now there's no end to the jokes.
No jokes.
Jokes? Me? My dearest, I'm only a simple outlaw. I know nothing of jokes.
Just like I know nothing of herbs. Come here, simple outlaw. I've missed you.
And I have missed you, Marian.
Going back to your woes, Little John has been teaching me how to swing a blade properly. Anyone who gets too close will now find themselves a head shorter.
People of Barnsdale, I'm asking for your help. I'm already at my wit's end, waiting for my only son to come back home. He went out hunting days ago and still hasn't returned. He was last heading into the woods near Wentbridge. Anyone who has seen him or heard of a wild animal talk, please tell me. Have mercy. Don't make a mother suffer. That collection of small white flowers growing in the meadows of Barnsdale is yarrow. Someone gets hurt, someone takes a stab, or the blood spurts. Make a bandage out of it. Alright. Thank you. Like Sarge you can. To the thief who steals moss in large quantities from the woods of your lord Dudley Thame. If we catch you, all this moss will be shoved up your arse in the presence of the public until it comes out of your foul mouth. We have a nice new place, I can't say. Be careful going into the northern grotto, though. Dig up a heap of stone there.
I always worry when you're away from home for long, Robin.
My good friar, the sheriff will face death well before I do.
Haughty as always, I'm just glad to see you in good health, friend.
Don't worry, we're not in danger this time. We're safe here.
Nothing I can do after the nightmare that the Crown's men brought on us and our old home.
This time they won't run into us. We're well hidden. I saw to that.
The previous settlement was so goodly. I know you all too well, you crafty fox. I'm aware you're scheming to fight back.
What matters is everyone made it out alive. After I defeated Black Henry and freed Marion, the sheriff completely lost his composure. I must stop the enemy before he becomes too powerful.
The enemies, the king and sheriff, don't stop at their own henchmen. You constantly hear about ever more scoundrels plaguing the surroundings of Nottingham.
King's allies grow in numbers. Some are bought with land assignment, others threatened with death and confiscations. We must weaken the grip of the king and the sheriff if we are to feel safe here.
Definitely, Robin. Recently, Little John had his shirt cut. We can't take risks like that.
He'll recover. You know him. We each have our crosses to bear. You say so yourself.
Well said. You may be right. This settlement seems secure.
This time no one will find us. Time to let an arrow loose right into the beast's heart.
I believe you, dear Robin, but before you do that, you must regain your strength. Setting up a new village is exhausting work. Eat something, have a drink, rest in your home. We'll talk later.
I feel kind of weird, like we missed a chapter, right? But we didn't. I am walking into this very blind. I don't get rid of Miss Stoffs. Little John? Little John. Everything moves easily. I am liking that. Doesn't feel clunky or anything like that. Ow. The art of trade. I just realized she's got a pot of mushrooms in her hand. Thought she was drinking something, but no, she's got a pot of mushrooms. I'm collecting everything, and I happen to look to see we do have a limited amount of items in our inventory. Or a limited amount of inventory, I should say. Oh, that took us right outside. How quickly did you build this, my dude?
Sometimes I dream of a life with no pointy sticks, just cozy beds and endless feasts.
Are you saying you trade your bow for a silver spoon?
Only if the spoon comes with an unlimited supply of bacon.
I sometimes dream of a life with no pointy things.
From the village lately, same old, same old. Crop yields, market prices, you know how it is.
Any exciting gossip?
Bah, just the usual. Who's courting who? Who's got a new chicken? Riveting stuff. Oh, never a dull moment in village life. You ever think about settling down, starting a family?
Now and then. I'm married to the bow for now.
Ah, I get that. The freedom to wander, to stand in a quiet glade.
He's got more. Oh, okay, he does take fall damage. He's got more of a Viking feel to me than an Englishman, but I guess what do I know?
Have you already managed to get some rest? Good friend, it'll never cease to amaze me how little sleep you need. This can't be healthy.
It's good for you, as long as you have water instead of wine, good friar.
I'm not swayed by this. Besides, those who sleep don't sin. I'll keep my wine.
I knew how you'd react. Take it easy, Tuck. Your cask supply's safe.
I should think so. It's a strategic reserve for a time of crisis.
Certainly. Not another word.
I take it you slept so well you misplaced your weapon. Where is your bow?
This time I didn't lose anything. I broke it during a hunt. We've had so much work with building a new village that I haven't had time to craft a new one yet.
The forest hasn't been kind to us of late. The worst is behind us, however, and now you can take to making your bow in peace. Grab a hatchet and fell a few trees. The wood should suffice for both the bow and the arrows. I have a hemp cord here that should do as a bowstring.
That's all the help I need. Thank you, Tuck.
I know how much you value your weapon. See to crafting it, but be right back. Our village needs your help.
I bet it's these little trees. Or not. Okay, dude. energy. Robin, I thought you were, dirtier than that. Put down your first tree. And I guess that one doesn't count because I'm not seeing any numbers flash up on our screen. Back we go. Now we gotta go back talk to Tuck. Tuck.
With a bow like this, you have nothing to fear. Unless you get on Marion's bad side again by telling her to cook for you. Even the purest steel and holy water wouldn't help you then.
Time's long past. We've explained things to each other and agreed I wouldn't make this mistake again. Speaking of whom, have you seen her anywhere?
You talk to her, you dork.
Be at ease. This time no one lured her into a trap. She left to help the locals. She'll be back sooner or later.
That sounds like her. You said you could use my help here?
Yes, there are many things we need. Food, most of them all. A better archer couldn't be found in all of Sherwood. Before you set off to take from the rich, perhaps you could use your skills to aid us.
I'll gladly try out the new bow. Stoke the fire. We're having a roast tonight. I'll leave the meat in storage.
Everyone in the village is working so intensely, a small feast should lift their spirits.
No meat. Alright, so looks like we're going hunting. It's a pretty game. A little oversaturated as far as like look, but I'm not mad about it. Real quick, we're gonna head back home and drop off food. Realize I left with like where's the food chest? I don't know where the dough ran off to. Oh. I'm looking for the deer. It's running up behind me. Mechan. Oh, I see. Nobody's super starving. Can't see. Well, maybe that's not how that happens. Not another mirror around here, is there? I'm not gonna skin it, or are we already assuming she's skinned and ready to go? I guess I did pick up hide, so... That was cinematic. hear it, but I don't see it. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Yeah. All right. Up there. All right. Well, stop.
Saints and heavens above, you're back.
How long have we known each other that you still need to ask? My eyes haven't failed me this time either. I just hope that there's enough for everyone. Please, make sure they have a warm meal today.
By the Blessed Mother, of course it shall be done. Well fed and under your leadership, they will soon take up proper work.
What do you mean by that?
The expansion of our settlement, of course. The merry men are starting to run out of breathing room. You are surrounded with many loyal people. Each of them needs a roof over their head. The more houses there are, the more able bodies we have for work.
I think I know what you're hinting at, Tuck.
Have I become that predictable? In that case, I won't beat about the bush. We need wood to construct homes for the village's inhabitants. There's more of us here with each passing day.
Alright, looks like we're doing some wood. It's really hard to see. What was that about?
There you are. I saw the new building. A fine job. I've always believed that carpentry is an exceptional craft.
True. Looks cozy.
Now is the time for the people who live there to get to work. Fortunately, none of them expect a free dinner. We have a few tool production specialists here, and if you build a furnace, you will see that for yourself.
Tuck, are you trying to use some underhanded ploy to send me out into the woods?
God forbid! This time to the quarry. The furnace requires stone. Extract it and watch over the construction. You won't regret it, as we need the tools the furnace provides.
Okay, I made a cup of tea. And let's try this again. Yarrow reed. Construct the furnace. Where's that shooting range, trading guards, tavern? Oh, John wants something from us, but it looks like, per the quest, we gotta go talk to Friar.
Wonderful, Robin. You've mastered the portion of duties related to managing the village. I never doubted your hunting abilities, but governing a township is an entirely different skill set.
As you see, I can manage that too.
Ha! Let's hope no roofs fall on anyone's head.
I can think of at least one person in Nottingham Castle who could use a roof collapsing on his head.
Robin, though I do have a similar sentiment towards falling roofs and the sheriff's head. Anyway, listen to me well now. This is a serious matter.
So, you know how to be serious.
I can, and so should you by now. The village that we're setting up here is only the beginning. You'll see for yourself that in time we'll learn how to function not as a band of forest outlaws, but as a well-organized community.
That's the plan. I'll make it so that the people will live free again, safe from the sheriff's tyranny.
Of course, I believe it. Even if I didn't, that would make scarcely a difference with your persistence.
What's this about, then?
About the people, in fact. For now, those closest to us. You realize we're surrounded by a vast and marvelous land, after all. It is inhabited by various houses, groups and alliances. It's often the case that they are not quite fond of each other.
I'm aware of that, Friar.
Try to win the sympathy of at least a few. Show the denizens of this land that not all hope is lost. Having their support means you'll travel the road further ahead with greater confidence.
Reasonable. Is there something I should start with?
Every action taken against the outlaws or the men of King John and the sheriff is an action that counts. To every one of us. When the king's steward looks to take some good person's head, you stop him. When you see a caravan laden with royal gold, I'm sure you see where this is going.
I understand.
There are, however, places where exceptionally unsettling things are said to happen.
What do you mean?
The Barnsdale region is a place where you can find both the king's men as well as bandit ruffians. The sons of Adam and the waved children make up the chief threat there. Apart from them, the local people are bound to accept your aid.
They deserve it, and they'll have it. They mean as much to me as the people who live in our forest refuge.
Very noble of you, dear Robin, as always. I know you believe it, but you must make them believe it too. Some of those people are afraid and just want to survive. Others don't really know what to think at all. Convince them with your actions and the sheriff's reign will fall faster than you expect.
I believe you, Friar. Are there any places I should see?
I have two in mind. Would you prefer to hear about mysterious thefts or wolves in a silver mine?
Wolves in the mine? Those wine casks were meant for an emergency, not for a single dinner.
Very amusing. Wolves is a moniker given to House de Grey by the locals. You will find Hildewolf Mine to the southeast. It belongs to King John.
This already sounds interesting.
Since recently, though, it's been swarming with de Grey's men. Word is they took by force, with little regard for the king's law.
Is there any chance they'll finish each other off?
I do not know what to make of this. On the one hand, they are the enemy of our enemy. On the other, they're known for wars and conflict that they start with nearly everyone they meet.
Anything else?
The de Greys also dabble in exotic alcohol trade and scheming. I won't deny that the former interests me more than the latter.
I can wager a guess.
Right now, the most important matter is that the peasants from Hildewolf Mine fell out of the frying pan and into the fire. The boot of their new tyrants weighs heavily on them, and they surely need the help of someone like you. Besides, access to silver may help us arm our people better.
Mysterious thefts? Sounds like something right up my alley.
I don't know much about them, but I've heard tell that traders travelling through Barnsdale are relieved of their riches in a rather crafty manner. Searching for any remaining loot or culprits has been futile.
The outlaws? The sheriff?
The sheriff wouldn't have bothered to hide anything. Outlaws would have left clues. Talk to Nicholas. He's a cloth merchant and an old friend. He's probably sitting somewhere in a tavern and mourning his loss.
Hardly a wonder. I'll speak with him. Maybe I'll learn something. I'll look into it.
Okay. And then I saw little John over here needed a chat. I'm really liking this. For some reason, it wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be, but again, I walked into it pretty blind, so.
Stop me. I'm hurting all over, Robin.
It's good to see you too, John. What happened?
Oh, something snapped in me back. I can barely bend down.
But that must be normal at your age. Marion will make you a balm for it.
At my age? You forgotten about our meeting on the bridge or what?
You don't forget a blow like that. Although, I have been managing better in fights since then.
Okay, so this is such an interesting thing. They assume you already know the story, of how everybody met. And basically Little John and Robin had a meeting and a disagreement, and Little John beat him up on a bridge, and Robin returned the favor. I can't remember who came out the victor, but and someone can correct me if I'm wrong in this, because it's been a long time since I read the stories. I believe this is based more on the written story than it is on any movie. But they met on a bridge. Little John started to beat on him, and Robin defended himself. I can't remember who came out the victor, but either way, they became friends.
Couldn't be any other way with a teacher as excellent as me. You fancy a little adventure?
And a friend as excellent as you, John. What adventure do you have in mind?
Nothing epic. A few thugs wandered too close and need to have their faces caved in for it. You ready to teach them a lesson? I'll show you where they are.
I'll gladly warm up my bones, and you be sure to mind yours.
Excellent. Teeth are going to fly. Let's meet at the edge of the village.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How much? Right. Okay, so that makes the 5th time I've died to unknown means. I'm sure it's something that I'm missing. But I will come back. I will get caught back up where we were talking to Little John. And I'll be back for another episode. I don't know. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's just something I'm missing. I know that I have the red bleeding thing, but I've taken the yarrow, I've done everything like that, and it's still a problem. So I'm not sure what the story is with that. But anyway, thanks for keeping me company. I will be back with more, I promise.